Really?
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay. Hi,
we're
everybody.
over here just sharing skincare tips. You said Honey Glow by what?
Okay, so I don't usually wear makeup. Everyone knows that because not because I'm against makeup, it's because I never learned how to put it on properly because I wasn't from the YouTube makeup era like the younger
Mhm.
generation is. Like,
Oh,
and
I
my
have a
mom doesn't wear
standard
makeup.
look.
Yeah, see, because your makeup is beautiful, which you don't even need makeup, by the way.
Thank you.
But like my mom, like, wasn't like a big makeup person either. Like she'll wear it, here and there, but it wasn't like a big thing. So when I don't wear makeup, if I don't wear like a concealer or anything like that, or like, foundation, I usually just put on pharmacy, the brand pharmacy with the
Mhm.
F, and it's
Mhm.
called Honey Glow, like a honey glow
Honey Glow.
oil.
Is it
It's
like
like oil.
moisturizer? Okay, I have to be careful because like I break out so freaking easily.
Yes. So yeah, so it's like oil. It's a honey glow oil, and it's like a oil
Honey
that you put in
Glow
your face
oil.
after your moisturizer. And I put that on daily because my skin would get super dry because I messed up my skin barrier
Mm.
in COVID. Because in COVID, we all had that masking that everyone had.
Oh
So like I
yeah.
screwed up my face trying to get rid of like acne prone skin. So
Mm.
besides going to my esthetician, which is amazing, Fairy Glow Mother, located in the Bay Area in LA, she's amazing. I use Honey Glow oil every day just to like get some like moisture back to my skin in the daytime, and
Mm.
it gets me away from not wearing makeup all the time.
I mean, your skin looks amazing. Like, I love
Thank
it. I
you.
mean, like, you and I are both skincare fanatics, so,
Addicts.
you know,
Addicts.
like, literally spend too much money.
Too
Um,
much.
but honestly, I had the same like, I didn't have, like, the dry skin because like, I break out super easily. My skin is
Yeah.
very freaking oily, and I have some pretty large pores or whatnot,
Oh, I don't notice
and
it.
so, I mean, I minimize, girl. It's a work. It's a work
I
in
was like, I've
progress.
never noticed that.
Is a work in progress. But I had to teach myself how to put on makeup because I was in front of the camera so
Yeah,
much.
that's why.
And so it was like, oh, you had to like I had to learn because like my mom's not I mean, she has her makeup routine, but she was like never real big into makeup or anything like that. And
Yeah.
I was never really big into makeup. But I had to teach myself I guess like a traditional natural type of like look or whatever
Yes.
because I was on camera so much and those lights will freaking wash you out like nobody's business. So you always have to go in heavy with like the makeup, straight looking like you went to a fucking club or whatever when you
No,
leave
but
the
you're
set.
right though. Like I had to learn, like when I remember my mom took me to, like, prom, you get your makeup done, all that great stuff, all
Mhm.
foundations. But I remember maybe like in my late 20s, I was like, I need concealer underneath my eyes because I have bags in my eyes. I've been having since I was like a child out the womb. But
Mhm.
like I literally have to have, I was like, my mom has dark circles in her eyes. It's like a genetic thing. I don't have them just yet, but
Mm.
I want to make sure my eyes always look a little bit brighter when I'm tired. So my mom took me to like NARS to get concealer in my eyes to get matched perfectly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I have to get matched because I've been in so many weddings as a bridesmaid, and sadly, a lot of makeup artists do not know how to do
They
makeup
don't.
for my complexion. They either make me look super white face, looking like Michael Jackson in the Thriller video. Yes, I said that. I have looked ashy, and I was like, who did this to me? Or they get the darkest makeup. I'm like, I'm not that dark. Like I have red undertones. So
Yes.
luckily, in the past, like few years, a lot of like Pat McGraw, which is like one of my favorite makeup brands. She's a black woman from the UK, so like she
Mm.
knows. Fenty Makeup by Rihanna, of course, she came through for that. And then Makeup by Mario, which I told you about, like his foundation and his makeup line is excellent. It like matches my skin perfectly. So when I wear makeup, people don't know I'm wearing it because it matches, like it looks like surreal skin.
That's my favorite type of makeup.
Yeah, so you never know. But yeah, like I had to be very proactive in my late 20s when going to weddings and bringing my own makeup because people either make me like Michael Jackson or I'm looking like some off the road grave site. Oh, I've been done wrong.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of other people doing my makeup because
No.
they never make me they, like, see my eyes
Yes.
and they go freaking nuts with the
Yes. They're like, oh,
eyeshadow and the contouring
because
and
your
the this
eyes are
and that.
really
I'm like, "Look,
beautiful.
I'm not on a red carpet or anything like that. Like, I am at my friend's wedding. I am a bridesmaid. Why are you trying to make me look like I'm a fucking hooker?
Yes, they really try to, like, make you look I look either like a grave site has taken over sometimes, or, like, they try to do all this contouring, and they're like, "We'll play up your cheekbones," which is great, I like that, but, like, let the blush go. Let it go. Get, like I just like a little dots of it, so, yeah, like so if I don't wear makeup, if you don't wear makeup, which is fine, if you do, it's amazing, the Honey Glow by Pharmacy makes your skin look like a brightness to it. It brings about the
Ooh,
glow
I
to it, which
love
I
that.
love. I love like a dewy look, so I love that. But
Mm.
okay, that's our tangent about makeup
That's
because
our tangent about,
and
freaking
skincare.
one last thing I will say, though, is put a filter on your shower. I
Oh
live in
god, you
Los
told me about
Angeles,
that.
and, like, okay, my skin, I was breaking out. Lord knows I was trying every which way or whatever. My skin was dry, and then it was oily, and then it was this, and then it was that, and it's like nobody could freaking
Everything.
figure out what the hell was going on. It was my water. It was my water. I put that filter I went to Amazon. I got a $35 filter so that it would go through, I could put it on my shower head and the water would go through it and all that kind of stuff, and you change it out every 6 months. I have had it there for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. My hair is softer, my
See?
skin is softer, I quit breaking out. Like, it
Filters,
is
like,
your
help.
water. It is your water.
Harsh water
110%.
will
35, yeah. I have
harsh
chlorine
water is
because it was
terrible.
hard water. It was hard water.
Yes.
There was chlorine in it, all this kind of stuff. My skin was being stripped, and I had no idea that it was my water. And then I saw a
So
thing on TikTok, and I was like,
no, but so it really works because like I used to live in high school like up north, like in Tracy, and that water is so effing hard. Like it's disgusting that like I grew up with a filter in my house since I was like 15 because the water is so harsh. So
mm,
like I've never not had a water like hard like a filter water because it will strip your skin. It will make your skin look like death. Like my apartment complex just got a filter for our water maybe like 6 months ago. Best thing
uh-huh.
ever because it was like I will literally get out the shower and already be like ashy.
It was,
So yeah.
yeah, it was disgusting. Yeah, so get a filter for your water. I've never had to do that, growing up in the country, we had well water, so,
See, that's different. We had like that harsh, like, oh, it's disgusting. Like you like an ashy tray, like an ashtray.
I
That's
feels it, I feels
for
it.
my
It was
Tracy people
gross.
out there. For my people up there from Tracy, that's what we look like if we didn't have a filter. But I'm ready for the
Okay.
happening today. Like you have some good ones. Shout out to our producer, Gabby.
Our assistant producer,
I'm
Gabby, we just brought
excited.
her on. I'm super excited because she's helping me produce this show a little bit. I wanted to talk about, the beige flag trends.
Okay.
It's we're in the midst of cuffing season. Everybody's out and about. We're doing it. I don't know if it's the beginning or we're in mid-season right now. Depending on depending on when your calendar starts and when your lineup is like being cultivated. But I feel like beige flags are a thing. It can be a thing. I didn't realize how much of a thing it was until I was talking to Gabby about it, and she's like, "Oh, it's so a thing. It's so fucking
I
thing."
know. I always hear about like red flags, green flags, and I've recently heard about beige flags. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. There's some flags I'm like this. Oh, it's not that bad. It's okay. Like I
Hmm.
have flags too.
I feel like beige. So beige flags, for everybody who's never heard of beige flags, it's basically like not like it's something that your partner or either someone you're dating or whatever does that is not necessarily a deal breaker, but you can find annoying and you're like, "Why?"
Yeah, and honestly, I have a few beige flags that I know about. I know I do because I'm not perfect, and I know there's some like I've dated guys or talked to guys or like guys, and they have beige flags. I'm like this. Well, it's not bad, but it's not amazing. But it's not bad. Like it could be a red flag.
It's
Like
not bad,
you
but
got
it's
you
not
gotta like
amazing.
negotiate with yourself. You're like, is it worth it? Yeah, it's not that bad. It's we can learn to work through it. But okay, give me some examples.
Okay,
Give me some
okay,
examples.
so Gabby went and found us some examples, and I had to, like, write them down because I was like, "You know what? I can see the point." Alright? So, I wrote down
Yeah.
a few of them. It says, my fiance's beige flag is that he doesn't like to eat dinner in silence. He will Google couple questions or relationship quizzes and ask me the most random yet intimate questions in a room full of people like we are in our own world. Excuse me, what?
Well, okay, I get that he wants to have a, he wants to have an interesting conversation with his fiance. I get that. I get that. But sir, we're not gonna talk these intimate questions in public at our local cheesecake factory. I'm sorry. I am not gonna do that with you. In the words of when, one of the six god prophets, one of his favorite lines is like, "Why would I was trying to fight with me in cheesecake? You know I like to go there." Like, I'm not trying to fight with you in cheesecake. Ask me intimate questions. Like, I'm so and I see that is a beige flag because parties like he's trying to have, intimacy, communication, open communication, and not try to be like, on his
I'm trying to
phone
get
in
to
the middle of
know
dinner.
you,
Yeah,
like,
like keep
let's have this
keep it
deep
spicy, keep
connection.
it spicy, but not in public. I'm over my
No.
eating my risotto, eating my pasta. Like, I don't get it. But, as a beige flag, because like there's a up and there's a down.
I don't know, I kinda figure, like, if you're your fiance or whatever, like, you can't talk about anything else? I mean, I guess, like, starter questions or whatever, but I mean,
He's
like, filter
trying.
these quizzes. You know what? But I will say I bet their dates are not boring.
No,
I
they're
bet
never gonna
she
be
is
boring.
sitting across the table just like, "This is some wild
Mhm.
ass shit
And he's
right
like,
now. What are
and the
you
thing is
doing?"
and the thing is, it's a beige flag because at the end of the day, he's trying to keep communication open, so that's a
It's
green flag.
good intentions.
Yes, but the red flag is, why are you asking me about my favorite way to feel sexy in the middle of my risotto? Or like, I don't wanna be caught that
You're
in front of,
like,
like, someone's boy my
I'm
risotto.
stuffing my face right now.
Face in the middle, like, how I feel
I
sexy when there's,
know.
like, my, like, auntie's right next to me over here, like, some aunties over there, someone's grandma is looking at me, I'm like this, "Yeah, they feel sex in the middle of, putting on sexy underwear, choo choo," and then the grandma's looking like this, "What is this girl talking about in the middle of, like, my grandchildren are here?"
You hear the wildest ass conversation.
I
Like, can
know,
you
'cause I
imagine
say
their
the wildest
waiter?
shit.
Can you
I say
imagine
the
their
wildest
waiter?
shit.
Oh my lord.
No, but I know I say wild shit at restaurants, and I know I've heard wild shit, so I don't, yeah, you know what? Okay, that's a good one. Okay, what's the next one? What's the next one?
Okay, so the next one. My girlfriend's beige flag is that anytime she packs a bag, even just for a night or two, I have to get a walkthrough of everything being packed. If she's doing her makeup, I'm on FaceTime watching. It's like she's a full-time YouTuber and I'm the only subscriber.
You know what? I
That's
talked to
called
this guy.
annoying.
Yeah, I talked to this guy years like, a while ago, and he would, like, do his laundry, but he'll put me on FaceTime, and I have to watch him do his laundry. But I guess he was trying to say this
I mean, are you
but
having a conversation while you're doing it?
we had a conversation, it was like he was just, like, talking me through, like, I have to do this, like, I have to fold it this way, but he'll talk, but I get the idea why he did it because it was, like, only time he had free time to talk before he went to work in the
But why you
morning.
got FaceTime?
I guess the intimacy, the communication, like,
Chauncey,
but I
you
get
don't like
mind you,
FaceTime.
I I can do FaceTime. Only I can do a FaceTime. There, look, FaceTime I can do. I cannot do when
A
people
voice
voice
memo.
message. Oh, I hate a voice memo. Everyone who
I
knows
know
me
you
knows I
do.
hate a voice memo. You have to like ask my permission to do it. Like I hate it because people just draw out. Heather's great at it. Heather loves a voice memo, and I let her
I
have
love
that.
it.
But she
I
warns
love
me
it.
before she does it. She's like, Chauncey, it
I
will be a
do.
voice memo. And I'm like, okay, I'm
But
ready
I
for it.
only do it on rare occasions
Very rare to me.
when it's like a thought process where it's like I have
That's
to
different.
explain and I'm like, this is way too much to put
That's
into a text.
different.
I'm
Oh, but
forewarning you, it's
I
coming in.
hate I hate a voice memo. Everyone knows that. And I think that's my beige flag probably is how much I hate a voice memo. And I know when guys want to irk me, they'll do a voice memo purposely because they know like I hate it. They're like, I know you hate it. That's why I did it.
No, they're like,
Yes.
oh my gosh,
That's
they're just like, I'm just gonna be an asshole about it.
yeah, that's my beige flag. I don't like voice memos. I don't know
What
why.
if people send you like videos of themselves talking?
Okay, so I used to hate that. I used to hate that, but this person I know he does that and it's actually really cute. So like it's cute. So it that's all I'm gonna say because it's really cute. It's just cute. Like at first I was like, how did you try to see the video? You talking to the camera, like what the fuck is this, right? But now I'm like, that's your form of communication. And that's really cute that you like the video. So I send them back too because I think that's cute. But, like, before
It's conditional, you only
yes,
like it on certain conditions.
only
Ah!
certain people yes, it's cute. But I honestly
Oh
do
my god.
I
I
do hate
ain't
voice memos.
saying
Don't
shit.
say that word. I hate voice memos. I hate it. But yeah, if I have to see my partner fold their clothes like a YouTube get ready with me video, you know what? If that's her form of communication and he's okay with it, that is a little beige flag, but I get it. But
I don't
yeah.
know. I always just talk on the phone. I don't The only time I bring up a FaceTime is like with my sister. And then she's like
Yeah.
cleaning house or she's like doing something or whatever. But it's like I'd much rather have a conversation with you on the phone. Like I don't necessarily need to see your face.
Yeah, and I'm not like it FaceTimes I'm okay with, but voice memos, oh my God, take me out. Like I don't know. I hate you know what also is a beige flag for me, and everyone knows this, and you know this for a fact. I hate when people if I send you a text message, like a group, like a screenshot of a text message between me and someone, could be anyone, family, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. And I'm sending you a screenshot of the messages. I hate when you read it back to me. Like you're reading it to me after like if I send you a
You're like,
screenshot, say
I already fucking know.
I don't wanna hear my ridiculous answers. I don't wanna relive the pain that was in the screenshot, okay? I hate when people like and my one friend, she like this, "Hold on, let me be
Chelsea.
quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me just read this to myself." I hate hearing you read it back to me. I don't know, something about voices. This is why I used to hate TikTok so much because like, you open it, it's like all this sound. Like, I don't like all that sound. I just don't. And I love music too, and I love podcasts, but I fucking don't want to hear all that sound at first. So yeah, that's
You're
my
like,
beige
I need to
flag.
get into this.
I have to like ease myself into it. But yeah, if I send you a screenshot and you read it back to me, I hate it. I'm like, read it to yourself. Read your fucking self.
You're like, you used to send me like, do you remember when you would send me novels of like screenshots? I was like, God damn, this is like 12 screenshots. I was like,
Because people say
hold
crazy
please.
shit.
Give me 30
People
minutes to go through this.
Yes. And I'm just like, read it to yourself. You're not reading it out loud. I hate it. Oh, it irks me. But okay, go on.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of beige
Those are good.
flags.
Those are, you know what? I feel like you are definitely popping out the beige. You may be a little bit more self aware than I am.
I
Oh my
am.
God.
I know.
Okay.
I know it's terrible. I know it's bad.
Okay. All right. My boyfriend's beige flag is that he sets timers instead of alarms. It's midnight. He needs to get up at 6 a.m. He sets a timer for 6 hours.
Does he not know how to work the alarm? Does he not know how to work an alarm? Like, is it a different sound that you're getting from it that makes him want to wake up?
I'm like,
Like, I need to know what's the difference. Like, why? Does he not? I would ask him,
I
do you
just,
not
that
know?
would give me such anxiety. Like to see the clock just ticking down and down and down. I was like, no, I would
Um,
not be able to sleep.
I need to know
I
why he
would
does
not be
it.
able to do this.
Like, is
Like,
it like a
why a
military
timer?
thing? Like a military thing? Like I'm sorry. Maybe it's a. You know what? I'm gonna see. Cause okay. So when I take a nap in the middle of like like a lunch break or something, I will put a timer on. So like okay,
Oh,
30 minutes from now I
you
wake
would?
up.
I always,
Yeah,
I always
I
put
do.
it
I put a
on
timer
alarm.
on. I don't know why. It's just I want to keep putting like different alarms for each thing, like, and I have to like delete it. So I'm like, I'll just put a timer on for 30 minutes, right? But my alarm in the morning for work, like wake up in the morning, is like a alarm, not a timer. So I gotta figure out what the difference is. Like, how is he moving differently with a timer?
I don't know. I never put a timer on unless like I don't know, I'm like in a workout or something like that. Like
Um, for my
I don't
naps,
even
I do
touch
it.
the timer.
Like for my naps, I do it.
Oh, I always
That's
do an
interesting.
alarm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't know
I
how my
mean,
life works.
I don't. I feel like that a timer would just give me subconscious like anxiety because I'd be like, now I'm losing every single second of every single minute.
I feel like that is true, but I feel like that with the alarm too. Like I feel like that both ways. So anxiety just runs in my course, runs my blood.
I think it's like a visual. Like if I see it ticking
Yeah.
down, I'm like, ah, shit. But if I don't see it and it's just an alarm, then I'm like, ah, whatever.
I have a lot of questions about his alarm etiquette, his timer etiquette. Does he know about how alarms work? I just want to know. Like, I need to ask her. I'm gonna find her TikTok
Okay.
and respond.
Another one. My boyfriend's beige flag is that he is so unbothered, he never asks details. His best friend broke up with his girlfriend. Why? He didn't ask. His sister got a new job. Where? He doesn't know.
Okay, like okay, so I know a lot of people. Like I know, especially a lot of guys. They're like, okay, like whatever, right? Whatever. But you can train them, and you can't train people, but you can low key train people to like give the tea. So my sister's fiance, he loves to spill the tea now. I don't know what he learned from us now. He's like, "Oh, you know what happened with so and
He's
so,
just been
right?"
around the Woods family
Yes,
too
he knows
long is what
better.
that
Like,
is.
he called from a funeral to talk about someone else's, like, relationship. He's like, "Oh, guess what happened between so and so?" I said,
Oh,
"Good
he called from
job."
a funeral?
Yes, we've taught him well to get the tea, get the insight. I love follow-up questions. So, my beige flag is probably that I asked too many questions.
I I asked too
But I
many.
like he like that is a beige flag. Like you're like, okay, like so he's not nosy, but like he's not interested. Like I want to know why your sister got a new job. Where's she working at? Can we get a discount somewhere? Like, is
Give
there a
me
discount available? Like, is there discounts available with her new job? Are we getting free stuff now? Like, I have questions. Like, I just want to know.
Chelsea,
I want to know.
I don't think I mean, I don't even you do get the deal, but the thing is like not only you don't even have to like ask a whole lot of
People
questions. I
tell
feel
me.
like it's people just tell you. Even when they're see people tell you like naturally, people just tell you. People like to have for real conversations with me when they are belligerent drunk. And
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
like,
have
why are
that
we
kind
having
of
this
thing.
conversation? I
No,
have
you
those
do. I've
types
seen
of
it. I've
experiences.
seen it
Like
happen. To you. I'm
people
like,
just
oh
tell
my
me their
gosh,
entire life story after they've just been drinking. And I'm
it's
like,
very funny to
yo, this is
watch.
intense. And but the thing is I love it because it's so unfiltered. And I was like, this is
I We
wild.
have been to many bars and clubs in our heyday, and I would like leave for a second to like go talk to someone. I come back and like Heather's in a full on conversation with someone who's like totally wasted, someone we know, and they're telling her whole business, and she comes back with us. Guess what happened with so and so? I'm like, wait, how did you get that? She's like, I don't know, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, good to know, good to know. But yeah,
they just
yeah,
they corner me. They corner
yes,
me. We
it's
get a
like she gets
one-on-one
stuck.
discussion happening, and then
She gets stuck.
I get stuck in these conversations, and then something interesting happens, and then I got to figure out what the hell, what led to A and B and C, and so on and so forth.
And I don't yeah, so yeah, that's I would love to have that's a beige flag 'cause I need you to ask some follow-up
And you,
questions.
you're like, are
I
you
do.
so disinterested in the
Like,
people's
just act a
lives
little interesting, like,
around you?
if you're gonna tell me so and so broke up, I need to know what happened. Like, why they break up? I need to know. If I need to know, like, are we not able to go call this person no more? Like, is she not part of the crew or he's not part of the crew
Are
anymore?
we
Like, what's going on?
axed? Like, is it
Are
is
we
it a is it a Scandival situation?
Yes,
Like,
exactly. Am I unfollowing you on Instagram? Like, what's the tea? Like, I need to know where I stand at this point. So,
we
yes,
just
call
gotta
it
know.
nosy.
Okay.
Call it nosy. I don't care. I don't care. I
Oh
just
my
don't
gosh.
care.
Okay. So I have a few more. It says, my boyfriend's beige flag is if I send 5 text messages, he will reply to the last one and ignore the last 4. I could be, I'm dying. I love you. What's for dinner? Him, steak and veggies.
Oh, I don't like that because if I'm sending messages, you can respond to all of them. You can respond to all of them. I hate like unless I'm talking nonsense, it does have nothing to do with you. Like I get that, but you can respond at least 2 out of 5. At least two are
You
like two
know,
out of three.
but do you know what this tells me? This tells me that this girl might just blow up his phone for like
And I
no
get
goddamn
that.
reason.
And that's why. Like
And so he's
honestly,
just like, I'm gonna
that's the
answer.
point.
I'm gonna answer like the freaking question that was actually there.
He probably
Like
he's
I'm
probably not
reading, so
saying
you know I'm
anything.
reading these things, but you
You know
probably blow up
what?
my phone over some nonsense.
And honestly, if you think about it, what you just said, she's just saying statements. She's not answering questions until the very. And he answered the question.
He answered a
So
question.
I
I
don't think
mean,
that's a
like, I
beige
ain't gonna
flag.
hate on him. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
that's
it's
a
a
beige
beige
flag.
flag.
I think it might be a beige flag for her that she just consistently blows up his phone. Which I mean, he may like because some people like to be like thought of all the time like that.
Yeah,
I am not that person. I'm like, why are you blowing up my phone like this? This
unless
is
you're
you're
talking about
distracted.
something.
Like, especially with text messages. Like, no, come to me with
See,
some actual points. Give me some reasons why we're discussing things. Like, no.
see, my phone's always on do not disturb. So like I
And
have
I
like
love
two
that for you.
I have two versions do not disturb. I have the one at after I when I go to bed, which is only people can contact me with my parents and my sister and like my aunt or whatever. But throughout the day I have the focus one on, and it's just like only people can contact like of course my family, you and a few other my friends who
Yeah.
never send messages like notification silence. You don't see those because you guys can bypass it. But for the regular world, it says focus, and you would never know. I don't see it until I look at my phone. But like if you text me like a couple like I think I have like 8 friends who can bypass that.
Yeah.
And yeah. That's it. But
I,
besides that, no.
my phone is just on silent all the time,
Yeah, see, my
like, all
phone's
the
always
time.
on silent. I don't ever have my sound on. Only time I have my, ringer on is at night, because I live by myself, so if, like, my sister, my mom, my
Um,
dad calls, I can hear it, but throughout the day, that
mm.
shit's on silent. I don't have time for that. I don't like noise. I don't like something's not right. That's my beige flag. Like, thinking about it, I don't like noise. Even though I love music, I love concerts, I love podcasts, but I don't like
But
fucking
it's like,
noise.
I feel like for you, you need to, like, prepare yourself
I just
that,
don't
like,
like a
I'm gonna it's
sound.
you don't like it, like, straight out the gate, like, it has to,
Like
like,
that
ease in. You gotta,
iPhone,
like
like that iPhone alert we had this week, a bitch was stuttering. I said, "What the fuck is this?"
and
I
you
said,
knew what was
and I knew
coming.
it was coming. I knew it was coming. I was like, like scared the shit out of me. And I was like, "How dare you?" I was just in the kitchen trying to get my coffee, and I was like, oh, "Okay,
Your
bet."
nerves were shook.
Shook, shook. I don't know, something about sound. I
It's
gotta look
just
into
yeah,
that.
it's
I gotta
okay.
talk to my
You
therapist
know,
about that.
we got you
I
gotta
gotta
bring
deep
it up
dive into
this
that
week.
sound shit.
Okay, I got the
It's
last
getting
one. The
crazy.
last
It's
one.
getting crazy.
All right. Now, this is the girl who is realizing her own beige flags,
Oh,
quite like
me.
we're doing here, right? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it says, "My beige flag is that I literally cannot accept that cash is money. Cash is a
Yes,
coupon that bought my
yeah.
coffee. It was free. I got my nails done and paid in cash. That was also free. If I cannot see the dollar amount leaving my bank account, there was no money that was spent."
Honestly, I get that. Like, for me, if I use my debit card, if you give me cash, I can hold on cash for weeks. It's hilarious to me.
Really?
I can hold on cash for weeks. If you give me like a $20 bill, $100 bill, that shit is in my pocket for weeks. Now, my card swiping, I don't know. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery.
It's
Like,
a
it's just I swipe it and I'm like, it
Where's
is
all
what
my
it
money?
is. But if it's something like $50 and I have a $100 bill, I ain't breaking the $100 bill. That's my money now. Like, it's an opposite effect. It's so weird. I don't know what
That
cash to
is
me is
so
mine,
weird.
but my card,
Okay, see,
take
I am
it.
like this girl. No, I am this girl. Like, if I have cash, this is why I can't carry cash, okay? This is why I can't do it, is I will spend it and not because this is
See,
how my brain works. I'm like, "It ain't
I'm
coming out of mine."
opposite.
But it's like with the card, I am so conscious of every single swipe. I'm so conscious of every single thing that I buy. With
I
cash,
feel
ain't
that.
nobody fucking keeping track. I'm done. Like
No, it's sad because I remember in college, like, you know how Wells Fargo, at least Wells Fargo was some bullshit. That and Bank of America growing up, they were some bullshit. So, like, if you go overdraft, those little small little like cart little like envelopes saying your overdraft fee, like, you got
uh-huh.
caught overdrafting. So in college, your girl was known to overdraft. Okay, I just
Girl,
swipe my
that ain't
card.
surprising.
I would swipe my card, like, whatever, like, just take it. I'm in college, so, like, like, I didn't have a job at the time. I think I was, like, a freshman, sophomore, so, like, my parents, shout out to them, the real ones out there, just give me money, and I would just, like, swipe my card, for the homies, we go out, whatever, and I would never forget, like, my mom, like, the mail would go to my parents' house because I was in college, so, like, the little white envelopes are, like, 4 by 6,
Oh,
the little fucking
shit.
demon, and then
Patricia even knew before she
she
knew
knew
before
before
she
we
opened
even
it up.
opened it, she was, and this is Chauncey Woods, I'm like, "That's an overdraft envelope." She goes, Chauncey, again, 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 to the point that she had my dad talk to me. And my dad, like, Howard, he's super chill. He's like this, your mom told me to talk to you. I said, yeah, he's like this, I talk to you. And that's it. He's like this, it's fine. Like,
Ooh,
you're covered. Like,
like,
it's
I
all
ain't
good.
doing
He's
your
like,
mom
listen,
told me to do this, I did it.
yes. And like, I just remember thinking in my head, like, oh, so like in the past, like, 10 years, I've been better. Like, I like track my money in my head before I spend it now. But to me,
Uh-huh.
it's still like, it's just like a surprise. It's just like, swipe it here. I know
You're
I
just
got it.
like
Take it. Take it. But no, those overdraft envelopes, they were like literally fuck around and find out. Like, those, if I see those, I have like
got
a
PTSD,
PTSD.
huh?
Oh my God. I think I was like at the mailbox in my apartment like a couple days ago. And I was gonna, like, mail. I never check my mail here. And I saw like those little small envelopes. It was from
Uh-huh.
HelloFresh to like a coupon.
Yeah.
It looked like those Wells Fargo ones.
Ooh,
I
look at
freaked out. I
you.
said,
You're just
what?
like, my
I
heart
was like,
stopped for a second.
wait, but I don't even they don't know my address here. I freaked out. I was like, oh, Hello Fresh. But your girl had PTSD. I was like, I've been good with my money. I've been really good.
Uh-uh.
So no.
No,
Not
no.
I. Not I would be fucking stolen. Okay. But yes. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just because my dad drilled it into my head. Like, When he
That's
got me a
good.
credit card or anything like that, he was just like, "Look, if you don't have the cash to pay for it, you don't swipe the fucking card." He's like,
See,
that's, like, pretty much it." He's like, "You ain't got the cash, you don't swipe the
I use
card."
my I don't use okay, so we're totally opposite. We were discussed. You use your credit card. I use my card more than my credit card. Like I don't use my
Ooh, I
credit.
would never use my debit,
I like
ever.
to know that money is gone. It's gone. It's gone. I don't gotta think about it later. Like I'm just like it's
I
gone.
I don't
So
like it. I think it's I like the because my thing is, like, I've seen too many people get hacked from their debit cards.
see, oh yeah, I was known to get hacked so many times, like in college, like out my. But the thing about my banks, they're actually pretty cool. Like back in, like even to this day, like if there's fraud in my account, they automatically shut my card down and they'll send me a new card within like a day. Like they are quick. Like I have like credit card like no
Mm.
debit card protection. So if my card gets hacked within the next 24 hours, they alert me before I do it. Now my credit card, I got played before. Okay, so I remember I was talking to my friend last time about this. Have you heard that dating app called Our Time?
Our time.
It's for the
What
elderly
is
people, the senior citizens.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Someone hacked my credit card and was on using Our Time. I said, "What old person using old time? So who found my credit card? What 65 plus person took my credit card number and got Our Time?" 'Cause I was like, look, I was like, why is my bill so high? I haven't used this credit card in like forever. And I was like, wait, Our Time subscription. I said, what the? And I was like, see, if my credit card would have checked it, they would have known this ain't me. What?
This ain't
What?
this ain't
Like,
me.
like I'm sorry, from Zara, okay, like
Mhm.
young people stuff to
Uh-huh.
Our Time. If you're tracking it, you would saw that Our Time is not in my category yet. It's not me
You're like,
yet.
"That's not where we're
It's not
at."
me. Yeah, so but my debit card wouldn't have done that to me. They was like, "This ain't Chauncey. This ain't her. This ain't
I
her."
mean, I feel
So
like my credit card's always done me really well. I've just been able to I don't know, I'm just very conscious of, like, what I
it's
swipe.
good.
Um, but
You're
that's
good.
why I never have cash on me because it don't fucking exist. I just be
You're a
spending,
coupon
spending,
queen.
spending,
This is
and I'm
coupon
freaking
right
it's
here
a
for you.
coupon. It's a coupon, it don't count.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Okay. These beige flags, I love that because we all have beige flags. Obviously, I need to work on my sound beige flag and go talk to my therapist about this because I got questions.
I know. I
Okay.
don't know. Like my beige
What is
flags,
yours?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like my beige flags. Oh, you know what one of them is, and you can definitely attest to this. When
What is
I
it?
have been ruminating about something or thinking about it for a long time, or like I'm excited about something and I need to run it by someone or it affects someone, like Chauncey, I've done this so many times to Chauncey with business, and it's hilarious. Like I will call you and be like,
Oh, another
"Hey,
day.
blah, 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 blah," like
Yes.
literally just like
That is your beige flag.
like
There's
just like
there's
vomit
no
whatever it is I was thinking
there's no
about and obsessing
hello.
over. Nope.
There's no hello, how are you doing? How's your day? It's like da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. I'm like that. And like
Mm,
honestly, I've gotten used to it over the years. So I'm just like this.
yep, yep, I know.
Okay,
I've
okay,
tried to
okay.
be a little bit more so
You've
like
gotten a lot
conscious
better.
about it.
You will
I've tried to be
apologize.
more conscious.
You will
I'm like,
apologize
"I'm
like, "I'm so
sorry."
sorry. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "It's okay." But yeah, like you can't hold it in. And it's very
I can't
interesting.
hold
Like,
it in.
and I try to like give you like, so how's your day before you start? Then you just I'm like just try to calm you down a little bit. Just a little bit. So whoever
Because it's
dates
like
you,
literally I know, literally that is
just
I don't think I
this
can
is
get
what
rid
you
of it,
do.
Chance.
So this is a PSA for everyone. Whoever dates Heather in the future, if she has like those kind of thoughts or like a little like intense, you have to start like, "Hey, how's your day? How are you?" to
You
calm her
gotta
down, and
you
then
gotta
she'll like
start down
be
here.
slower. Yeah, like give her a little bit, like give her some breathing room before she goes off, and then it calms her down, and then she realizes like, oh, this is okay behavior
This is
now. So you
this
just
is this is normal people talk.
yeah, so like you just have to do that. I've learned over the years. You have to start with that first, and then
It
and it's
is.
like
It's
there's
just
yeah, you
like
just have to do
that.
and there's certain times of the day, like she'll and the best part about you now is that you when you recognize when you do that, you'll text afterwards, like, "I'm so sorry." Or like you'll text beforehand saying, "Are you free to talk?" So I don't have to prepare myself for whatever you're gonna say. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, but you're doing better.
Because I'm like because
It's
it's
just getting a little
legit, like,
intense.
I'm an intense person. I am
Yes,
such an intense person. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm an intense person. And I think it's you know what, it's the feisty Aries in me. It's just
yes.
like it's we're just going 90 miles a minute. My other beige flag I don't know what I mean, that is definitely a beige flag for me as far as that goes. My faces. I probably feel like my face betrays me way more. Like my beige, because like somebody will like try to say something and I'll be thinking the exact opposite, and my face betrays me way before my words could ever betray me. That is a beige
We've
flag.
seen
Like
it.
I
We've
can't
seen it.
hide it. I
We've
try
seen it.
so hard.
You do the best you can in the circumstance you can do. I think we all have beige flags. Like, I'd rather have a beige flag than a red flag. So, and I hate when like, you have a red flag. I'm like, that's not a fucking red flag, to be honest with you. Like, that's just
You're like, it's
me.
you just find that annoying.
You just,
Do
and I
you
found
find
you want.
beige flags annoying? Have you ever dated somebody and found that like beige flags?
Who have I not has flags with? I've had people who have extreme red flags, extreme red flag. I'm like, oh my god, like, why am I even doing this with you? To like, yeah, I've talked to guys who like guys who have like beige flags, and I'm just like this. You know what? It could it could be worse. Like, it really could be worse. Like it could be like, if it's like, there's a lot, like I said,
Yeah.
like there's some people I'm like, oh, your beige flag is that, like, I know this one guy, he gets excited about everything. And like, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
really? I'm like this. Why the fuck are you so fucking excited? But that's just me being like, like, ugh, like, I think like, ugh. But like, for him, that's not a red flag. Like, he's just excited about things, and that's cute. I'm not.
I'm
So
not,
that's why
like,
my,
I'm just not that person.
yeah, like, I get excited about certain things, but you'll never really know until I really like talk about it a little bit more. But I think that's a beige flag. He gets excited. I'm like, whew, oof,
You know, some
oof,
people might like it because it's the optimism or whatnot and like the
ugh.
excitement of life, but then other people are just like, that's just not my energy.
Like, oh my god, really? Oh my god, really? I'm like, oh my god, calm that down, like a hyper kid. I'm like a candy shop. I don't
Oh
know.
Lord.
It's something,
Oh
I told
Lord.
you, the way I live is differently. But yeah, I think beige flags are okay. I
The way
live
I live
differently.
is differently.
Like, I like beige flags are not bad. I'm not against beige flags. I think
No, beige flags are
they
just
have a purpose.
annoyance sometimes. They have a
Yeah,
purpose. It's like
I'm
the people's
annoying too.
quirks.
Yeah, and I
I
have
have
quirks.
quirks. I'm annoying as fuck sometimes.
I'm annoying as hell, so it's fine. But I like that topic. I like more of these topics. Shout out to our assistant producer Gabby for that one. That was fun.
You know, that was funny. That was way funny. Okay, so let's hop on over into the afterthoughts. We are on episode 3 of the Girlfriends podcast. Now, Chance, give us a quick recap.
So we learn about Gail this episode, and Gail is the victim of the alleged killer, the doctor.
Bob.
Yes, and we learn about how Gail's past, like her liking, music, rock, making a rock opera, which was really interesting, cool. Learn about. She's like, I love the monkeys. All this. Okay, daydream believer. Yes, I know the monkeys. I grew up with like my grandpa, like my grandma, my mom, my dad. So I know all the music, and talk about that, and like, her trying to find love, moving with this guy to New York. It didn't work out, and then talks about her life. We get to know the background of the first victim, first alleged victim, Gail.
First
And it's
alleged
actually,
victim because we don't know. Nobody knows what happened to her.
yeah,
She
so it's
disappeared off the face
interesting,
of
like,
the earth.
you get to like hear from her friends and how they grew up and who like her background was and who she was, which was like good to know who Gail was as a person. So so you can get like more connected to her before the other
Mhm.
episodes come.
Mhm.
But it's very interesting. I love how it's called the girlfriends, because you get to hear your friends talk about you and who you were as a person and how they saw you, and it's actually interesting to see how much like these memories are unlocked talking about her, and they have like a different
Mhm.
viewpoint of her. Like, the part that was really interesting was like her friend was like this, yeah, Gail, and by the way, this is like a trigger warning for anyone about suicide right now. They're like, yeah, Gail was like, contemplate was trying to commit suicide, but then I think she knew it was gonna go through because we had dinner that night, and I was like, interesting. So it's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts there, but
There was
it's a
a
good
lot
episode.
of it was a good episode. It was juicy. There was a lot happening. So for anybody who's just now tuning in, didn't tune in last time, The Girlfriends is a murder podcast. Basically, this girl dates this really great guy who is a Jewish doctor and
Which is a rare
pilot, and
commodity in
has
those
the
days.
money. He's a real commodity. We're talking like, I don't know, 80s, 70s, 80s. Like
It
this
was like
probably
90s.
happened
It was like 80s, 90s. Yep.
90s. Yeah. So before the 2000s. Anywho, um so Bob is the Jewish doctor slash pilot who is the hot commodity or whatnot, and he just moved to Vegas from New York, where his wife disappeared, and the police thought that he killed her, but they have no evidence, and so they let him go. And so now he moved to Vegas, and now he's hopping around the Jewish community in Vegas, and all these girls are like taking turns with this Jew trying to find a match. And the narrator of this podcast happened to be one of the girlfriends of his. Okay, so
Yes.
now you're kind of caught up. Now
Yes. So
Gail
we're
is
Gail. So
the
we're
wife
she's of
that
course
has no idea where the fuck she is.
disappears. So like Heather and I have been listening to this podcast weekly, and we're just trying to figure out, did he actually do it? And like we haven't got to the gritty part of Gail yet. Like we're
I
still
feel
like
like
getting
it's
a horse
next. I
person.
feel like it's
Yeah, I
next. I
think
feel like it's the next episode.
episode 4 is the one where like we'll know like their relationship, because we just got to know her background, which is good. I like the producing of this. We get to know who Gail is as a person, so we can get a
Mm.
little connection to her to be like, oh well, shit. Okay, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So here's my thing is like all these red flags started popping up, right?
So
Okay,
many.
so Gail, we will say that Gail, I mean, she definitely was like depressed. She had like a lot of depression and all that kind of stuff, but she was also creative and, free spirited. And that's not necessarily cultivated in like the traditional Jewish household or whatnot. And so her sister kind of talked about, her never quite fitting in and blah, 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 or whatnot, and the struggles that she would have. But that she was kind of like her own person and was, you know, going to the beat of her own drum in a sense. And then she met Bob, who was
Yeah,
like freaking the exact opposite of him.
and
I
her
want to
parents loved
know,
it.
her parents loved it, although, I feel like
They
her
all
parents
knew.
shouldn't. They all knew. Like, well,
They knew.
her
So
sister,
weird.
who was telling us about her own sister, Gail, because well, nobody knows where Gail is. No, she has disappeared off the face of this earth. Uh, anyway, so she was telling us all about her sister and like giving us background and all this kind of stuff, and that they were close. And then she started dating Bob, which they were exact opposites. And Bob started like really influencing the way her sister like talked, like freaking talked, dressed,
He he's a
acted.
he took over her life basically. So I don't know if you know about dating. Sometimes people, that's called narcissistic behavior. That's narcissism, and they basically take
Mm,
over your whole entire life and isolate you from your family and friends and change your
mm,
whole personality.
mm-hmm,
Which we've seen, people, when you date someone, you realize, oh, that person's completely like her new partner, his new partner. That's what
mm-hmm.
Bob did to Gail.
Exactly. So tell me why when he tried to kill the cat by drowning the cat, she goes, "Well, I'm just going to get rid of the cat. I ain't going to get rid of Bob."
How do I
The
tell you
fuck?
this?
He tried
If
to
I saw
kill
you
the
kill
cat.
if you see I see you try to kill anything besides a spider or a bug or anything, we out the door, because you killing animals. Unless you're a hunter, that's different. That's a whole different, like that's a whole different thing. But you just killing random animals in the streets.
He tried
That's
to
called
drown the cat.
I refuse. That's a red flag. She should have left. That is not attractive. That is not cute. That man is dangerous. He's a dangerous man.
I'm
So
sorry.
yeah,
She
Gail has some
said that.
warnings.
I
Gail
was with
has
her
some warnings.
sister. She
Gail
has
has some
some
warnings.
solid warnings, cuz if that didn't scare the shit out,
I was like,
woo,
oh, I got to go. I'm moving out. Like that
he
right there. I'm
he
like,
his
yo,
reasoning was nuts. Is that
no. Oh,
she loved the cat more than him.
yes. And if
Huh?
that's not a red flag, if that's not like, not fuck a red flag, it's just crazy. You a psychopath, that's psychotic behavior. You need to leave. So yeah, so that's Gail. I'm not Gail, you saw it coming. You saw it coming.
You
You
saw it
saw it
coming.
coming.
And here's the thing is like the sister, like Gail called her sister and was like, "Hey, I need you to come over to my place, blah 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 blah." And so, her sister told her what was up when she got there, and her sister was like, "Keep the cat. Fuck Bob. Like tell Bob to
And
leave."
any
Because
common sense person.
Gail tried to give the cat to her sister and was just like, "Can you just take the
Yes.
cat because I'm going to prove to Bob that I love him."
No, there's no such
Huh?
thing as that. No, honestly, like I would have had an intervention with my sister. Like, this is the last time we mess with this man no more. I would literally have to put my sister in like a psych ward or something like that. I have to like take her home with me, get 5150, because that right there is scary behavior. You're getting rid of something that you love for a man who tried to drown something that you love because you love it more than him allegedly. That's psychotic behavior. No, thank you. So we'll
Mm-mm,
be back for
mm-mm. And
episode
that's
4 next week.
yeah, exactly. And that's just the tip of it because she went on to marry this dude and everybody was like
No,
apprehensive as fuck.
like it's
Everyone was apprehensive as
if
fuck.
everyone's apprehensive like that, that's a reason you need to run. So that's
Well,
scary.
and the fact that didn't he try to like choke her?
Yes,
He like
yes,
after they got married, they got into arguments
yes.
and he tried to choke her.
I'm telling you, Bob was a. I'm sorry. I would have called
Bob did
the
it.
board of
Bob did
the
it.
board of medical professionals to get his ass exonerate, like get him fucking off the board of
Off the
medical.
board
Yeah, because this man,
or
that's
take his
that's
medical
Doctor
license away.
Death. That's Doctor Death right there. Like he trying to choke. That's
Oh.
a great podcast, by the way. Great. But yeah, we'll be back for episode 4.
I mean, yes, we're definitely gonna have to check out episode 4 because I want to know like what led up to her disappearance. Because here's the thing: is at the end of episode 3, they were just like, you know, she had made up. She was going back and forth whether or not she was going to leave him, and she even talked to her friend who was a real estate agent. Was like, I'm looking for an apartment, blah blah blah. And her sister was like, I knew the last time I saw her, I probably shouldn't have left her alone. Like, I felt so bad because she was going to go break the news to Bob. And
It's
then
like
she,
guilt
like,
that you
that was
have.
it.
That's like
That was
guilt you
it.
have. Honestly, the cat, the choking. Bob's a date.
The,
I have no words about Bob.
the wedding too. Like, the
The
wedding
what? Oh,
was
that was
fucking
creepy.
ridiculous. That was
That was creepy. That's
creepy.
the idea that no one was excited about your wedding is very telling.
I don't, what would you do in that situation? Like, literally, like, if that was Quincy, right? Like, what
Oh
would
yeah,
you do in that situation?
she's not marrying that person. Like, I'm sorry. Like, at the end of the day, like if this person is this psychotic, why do I feel that's gonna be safe for my sister? If my I will literally beg her, cry, do whatever I have to do to get this man out of her life. I will get him. I will get. I would do anything in the world to get this man out of her life. Like I will get him arrested for something. I would do something. He has to leave. You're not going to put my sister in danger. Like I
Oh
would
my
have to do
gosh.
something.
I don't know what I would do. Like, I mean,
It'll be
I feel like I would have to be super strategic about it. Because here's the
yes.
thing is I mean, you and I have both known people who have been in pretty toxic relationships,
We all
ourselves
have
have
to.
gone through it ourselves. And
Yes.
it's like you just don't know it when you're in it.
I feel like if my sister saw her cat or her dog getting, drowned
Like
by her.
Leo, can you imagine?
Oh, if something happened to Leo, our dog, oh, it'll be that man be dead. I will kill him myself if something happened to Leo. I will literally figure out a way to no, no one's hurting my animal. Okay. And not my baby, not my nephew. Stop it. Like Bob was the idea that he thought this was normal behavior was weird. Gail, this is not okay. Her sister, I know she feels that guilt every day. And I understand that, but
Mm.
gosh, like I would have to like really if that's not was Dateline not around that time, like 48 hours? Because
No,
this right
no, no.
here
It was. My next question is in this next episode is
oh,
we are obviously diving into her disappearance, right? So my thing is like, how long is it before people actually realize that she's gone? Like, did
uh,
he, was she just not answering the phone? Did people try to come and see her and Bob try and lie? Or
that's actually
like,
true
did
because I don't
Bob
know.
or did Bob jump straight to to the gun and be like, "Oh my God, my wife hasn't come home,"
I
blah, blah,
wanna
blah,
know,
blah,
that's a good
blah.
question. That's a good question, like, what was the point that everyone knew that she was gone? And how long was she gone for before we actually heard that she was gone? So that's a good question. That's actually a good point. I wanna know how long did we have to like, was it like 3 months? We thought she
Right?
was just
Was
isolating
she
herself?
gone and then she was just isolating, or it's like, she couldn't leave Bob after all because remember she was teeter-tottering. She didn't quite know what she was going to do.
I don't
And then
know.
she made up her mind and that was the last anybody ever saw of her.
Did people think she just escaped for a while? Did Bob have this whole alleged like writing letters from her phone? I don't know. I need to know what happened.
Right? Right? That's my
It's
thing. And
something.
oh, okay. You know what? Episode 4,
Episode
stay tuned.
4. Episode 4.
Episode
Okay.
4.
What's next?
What's next in our happenings? I did watch the Supermodel documentary,
Oh, you
which
did?
was good. You know what? It was very like female empowerment kind of thing, but it also brought up like a lot of the way our view of age and beauty and all that has changed. I do understand what you mean by like, I don't think we're going to have another
No.
cycle of the so called supermodels just because the landscape is different. It's
Completely
totally
different.
freaking different. It's
It's
not
so
even the
different.
same. So supermodels, like, they were like the first of their kind because before then they were just like, glorified hangers.
Yes,
No personalities or anything like that. And then they came in and
they
definitely
were
changed the
personalities.
game. They became businesses themselves. And
Yes.
then after that, it's just kind of like, I mean, like, we have like the Gigi and the Bella and
Yes.
Kendall and Kaya or whatever. But I mean, I don't think they're supermodels because I feel like just the landscape is totally different. You're
It's not
talking
the
back in the
same.
like 90s and stuff like that, where it was 80s, 90s. It was totally different.
Glamorized. It was like you have these big fashion houses, and the fashion houses back then were actually ran by the actual original fashion house or like the biggest creators at the time. Like Versace
Mm-hmm.
was actually ran by Gianni Versace. Like they have Donatello now, which is great, but like you're not gonna have like the barriers that they had to cut through to be who they are. They had to fight for their own money, their own like like the idea that Naomi Campbell, which we know is like one of the best supermodels in the world, she had
Mm-hmm.
you would thought like, oh, her life of being a supermodel was supposed to be easy. Like, she's beautiful, she's tall, all this stuff. No, she wasn't able to walk certain runways because of racism. Okay, and there's still
Mm-hmm.
fashion designers, which I recently found out. So the Phoebe who was the head of Celine back in the day, right? Which I love Celine.
Mm-hmm.
Celine's one of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
brands. I saw a video online recently of Iman, which is like one of the most beautiful women in the world. She was a supermodel back in the 70s and 80s. She was married to David Bowie. Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
She said she never had Celine back because the designer at the time, Phoebe, did not want black women as supermodels on her runway. Only a few in the far between. And when I heard that like this, that is disgusting. Because I'm telling you right
Mm-hmm.
now, I hate to say this, but like black people actually buy a lot of fucking shit. We love a designer. So you're just out your own
Mm-hmm.
fucking market. But like to know that like Christy Turling, she changed her whole contract with Calvin Klein to make sure she can walk other
Yeah.
runways. That's a power move. Cindy Crawford became her own business as a person.
Yeah,
You know?
I would say she's definitely like a brand. I would say
Yeah,
like
she's
Cindy
a brand.
really,
I know
really
Pepsi
leaned
commercial.
into
I know
that.
the Pepsi commercial growing up. I remember
Oh yeah.
all the
Well, and like
commercials.
she had her like home goods line or her
Yes,
home furniture
skincare,
line and
all that
skincare.
stuff.
So it's like she legit went the business, like, I am a business route.
Yeah, like, and all those people, like when Linda said it'll have X amount of money to get me out of bed. You know what, bitch? Yeah, you could do that because you are walking that runway, doing those print models, like you're that person. And the idea, and I know that George, okay, so everyone who does not know this, I love George Michael. Like, I am a big fan of George Michael's music. I'm not gonna lie, I blame my
Who
mother. We grew
isn't?
up, yeah.
Who isn't?
But the Freedom video, I remember watching that video and I was like, this is so cool to have these beautiful women be you in this video. I thought artistically that was gorgeous.
Yes.
Creatively, I was like, this is oh, it was gorgeous. Like the look of it, the feel of it, and the lyrics behind it. But we're not gonna have supermodels who like are those
Because
women.
here's the thing, it's like I feel like a lot of the barriers that are up now, like, they helped
Yes,
destroy.
they did.
Um, or they I would say the barriers that were up then, they helped just help destroy or at least diminish to,
Yes.
a certain degree for sure. But I think the barriers now are a little different than what they
Yes.
were. And I think because the landscape where it's like there's not so much gatekeeping of like there's only certain amount of tunnels or whatever as far as
Yes.
like magazines and Vogue gets to decide if you're a supermodel or not,
Not
and all of this
that's
kind of stuff, which
crazy.
I think they do to a certain degree, but I think the
Yeah.
definition of beauty, age, and all that has changed. The rise of Instagram, everybody can be,
Anyone can be a
IG
model now, allegedly.
model, that
And
kind of
there's
stuff.
nothing wrong with that. Get your money, but it's I want to know if they're gonna do another second part of supermodels with like Kate Moss, Giselle Bundchen, all those people. I want to know if they're gonna do
Because
like the
those were
'90s
like
stretch. Yes, Kate
exactly. I
Moss,
mean,
like
I was
the
way
wolf.
more familiar with like the 90s supermodels and
Yeah,
Adriana Lima,
gorgeous.
Freaking
Giselle was
they were Giselle,
Tyra
beautiful,
Banks,
Kate
all
Moss,
those.
Tyra
Tyra
Banks.
Banks, like, I know like, that was our supermodels because we were around that age, but, like, I wanna know, like, what's her name? God, I can't Jamie King was a model. People forget that. Jamie King, who's an
Oh, that's
actress, was a
right.
huge model in the day. Like, there's, like, the Claudia Schiffers. Like, I wanna know about those
Mm.
models too. So I wanna know if there's gonna be an ongoing, like, version of, like, the '80s and '90s supermodel. Because Kate Moss, she was, like,
She was it. She was
she was
it
it,
for a
like
hot second.
yeah, she was it. Like, she is still it, but, like, her relationships with, like, Johnny Depp, all these people, like, the Calvin Klein commercials. Like, I remember, like, I would love
Yeah.
to know, and I would love to know more about, like, I'm a fashion person, so I like the Calvin Klein brand, they did barriers, like, those are big things. So I enjoy the supermodel series because it's like, if you're not a fashion person, you understood how great this was at the end of the day.
I think as a movement, because like I said, you're way more of a fashion person than I am. You like to keep it you do keep tabs on that world. For me, love a good story. I love their stories. I love like underdogs like fighting to make a change and like blah blah blah, impact blah blah blah. So that documentary was definitely like impact driven for sure. And I did feel bad for Linda. I was
The
like,
cool sculpting.
boy, the cool
Yes.
sculpting just like made her like fatty hard
It's sad.
tissues and just grow in like parts of her body, and it's totally
It's just
like,
sad
oh, and then
because
she has
of
breast
age.
cancer. I'm like,
Yes, it
damn.
hurts my soul. Like, cause ageism, like, cause you're forced to think like, "Oh, they're getting older, like, they can't be quote unquote beautiful anymore." But that's which is sad because you're still beautiful no matter how old you are. But the pressures that you feel if you gain a little weight is crazy to me. But I
Yeah,
love
it's
like the
nuts.
story was great. Like, it was good to see something so big be on TV for people who don't know these supermodels. Like, the models we have today, they're amazing, but they're not gonna walk like Naomi Campbell. They're not gonna do that strut on the walk. Like, there's very few in between who can actually walk. I'm not saying there's some models that I'm like this. You cannot walk. You're more of a print model if that at
Mhm.
that. But there's some people like Gigi
Mhm.
Hadid. She can walk. She can walk a runway. But there's some people who can't.
Bella is really
Oh,
good.
Bella can walk a runway. But there's some models who
Mm,
can't walk a runway. And we all know those people. I'm not gonna say any names, but there's some people who can't walk a runway. But like
facts.
print models, like gorgeous people. So I would love to know, like Tyra Banks in her day, 'cause she can walk a Victoria's Secret's runway. I'll never forget that. I was like,
Those you remember? I mean, like the '90s was a
the
thing for
Victoria's
Vicky's
Secret
Secret.
models, oh,
Mhm.
amazing. But yeah,
It was
supermodels,
it. It was it. It was a time.
it was a time. So yeah, that was that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, to join our lovely conversations, obviously hit us up in the threads at So She Slays, and obviously follow us, stay up to date on all the things So She Slays, on all the socials at So She Slays. It's very easy to find us. Yeah, I mean, I think next time we'll talk a little bit more about the Girlfriends podcast. I'm really into this now. Like now I
I
need to
need to
know.
know.
I need to know what happened. I need to know how this murder carried out.
Yeah,
It's a
and then
thing.
we'll get some updates on that, some more great stuff that we hear from our assistant producer Gabby, and we can talk about some new reality shows that I'm gonna make Heather watch. So it'll be great.
The torture.
The
Okay.
torture.
Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.